humanity, and the call for peace. Before we begin, let's go over a few ground rules to ensure a smooth and respectful session for everyone. First, you need to give a full attention to the webinar. And second, you need to mute your microphone when you are not talking. Third, you need to keep your camera on. Fourth, use the raise hand and or chat to ask a question. And last, make this room a safe place to learn and share. So, today we will engage in this insightful discussion with our esteemed speaker who will share their knowledge and experience in Make Voice for Humanity and the call for peace in Gaza. We invite you to open your heart and minds as we learn from one another and explore how we can work together to build a more peaceful world. Now, I would like to introduce our extraordinary speaker and guest. We have the Regional Representative Global Peace Foundation Asia Pacific, Ingilra, and also we have our General Manager of Global Peace Foundation Indonesia, Miss Cynthia Rahmi Utami, and we have our distinguished speaker, Muhammad Ezat Abu Hasirah, as founder of Gaza Peace Initiative, and also we have Raihan Maulana Rizan as Secretary General of the Indonesian Student Association Alliance. So let us begin this journey of peace, collaboration, and empowerment. And thank you once again for being here. And let's make this webinar a memorable and impactful experience. So now we would like to invite everyone to listen to our national anthem Indonesia Raya. You can sing along or simply enjoy the moment as we honor our country. Thank you for that uplifting rendition of our national anthem Indonesia Raya. Next, it is my pleasure to introduce our special guest, Miss Cynthia Rahmi Utami, who will be giving her opening remarks. Miss Cynthia Rahmi Utami is the General Manager of Global Peace Foundation Indonesia, and we are very happy to have her with us today. So please join me in giving her a warm virtual welcome as she shares her remarks and officially starts our events.
Thank you, Mbak Cherin. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Peace be upon us all. Distinguished speakers, Mr. Ingilra, Regional Representative of Global Peace Foundation Asia Pacific, Mr. Muhammad Ezat Abu Hashira, founder of the Gaza Peace Initiative, Mr. Raihan Maulana Rizan, Secretary General of PPI Dunia, our moderator, partners, and dear participants. Thank you for choosing to be present in this UGen webinar. Ramadan is a sacred month. It is a month of serenity, a month of reflection, a month where we are invited to soften our hearts. We fast not only from food and drink, but also from anger, from ego, and from indifference. And yet, while many of us experience Ramadan in safety and comfort, there are families in Gaza observing this holy month under extraordinary hardship. When we gather for iftar, others gather in uncertainty. When we pray in peace, others pray in fear. Today's conversation is not about politics, it's about humanity. We are honored to hear from Mr. Mohammed Ezat Abu Hashira, a Palestinian who is living in Gaza. He does not speak from a distance. He speaks from life reality. And listening, truly listening, is one of the most powerful acts of solidarity we can offer. At Global Peace Foundation, we are guided by a simple but profound vision, one family under God. In Ramadan, this vision feels even more meaningful because fasting reminds us that we are equal in our vulnerability, that hunger humble us, that compassion connect us. If we truly believe we are one human family, then suffering anywhere should touch our conscience. Across the Asia-Pacific region, through collaboration within Global Peace Foundation Asia-Pacific, under the leadership of Mr. Ingilra, we continue to advocate for peace and humanitarian values, not from anger, but from moral clarity and compassion. And through our partnership with PPI Dunia, we see how young Indonesians across the world are stepping forward, building bridges just like what we love to do in the GPF, fostering dialogue, and showing that solidarity can transcend borders. Ramadan teaches us that real strength is gentle, real leadership is compassionate, true love, and real faith moves us to care. May this webinar be more than information. May it be a reflection. May it remind us that empathy is an action, that prayer and effort must walk together, and that peace begins in the heart, our own heart, before it transforms the world. Because if we truly want family under God, then choosing compassion is not extraordinary. It is simply who we are meant to be. And may this Ramadan soften our hearts enough to feel the pain of others and strengthen our courage enough to stand for their dignity. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you
Back
so much, Miss Cynthia Rahmi Utami. And also, I totally agree that peace begins with heart. So, thank you for your inspiring words and warm welcome. We appreciate your insights and your commitment to promoting peace and understanding in our community. So, your presence here today adds a great value to our event, and we are grateful for your support. Thank you once again. Now, we move on to our keynote speaker for today, Ungilra, the regional representative of the Global Peace Foundation Asia Pacific. Ingil will speak on the important topic of international NGO, peace building, and regional solidarity in time of crisis. Please join me in giving a warm virtual welcome to Ingilra as he shares his insight with us today.
Distinguished guests, respected speakers, dear friends, and especially young leaders joining us today. 안녕하세요. It is an honor to stand with you in this meaningful dialogue, a space where ideas meet conscience and where conversation meets humanity. Today, we are not simply discussing conflict, peace, or policy. We are reflecting on people, on lives interrupted, on dignity challenged, on hope tested. I come from Korea, a nation shaped by war, Korean War. You heard about the division and the long, unfinished journey towards peace. For generations, Koreans have lived with the reality of separation. Families divided, tension normalized, peace hoped for, yet fragile. And growing up within this history leaves one enduring question. How do we protect hope when conflict feels permanent? When I listen to the stories of Palestine youth, I hear echoes of emotions that Koreans understand deeply. Uncertainty, loss, interrupted dreams, longing for normalcy, longing for peace. Different geography, but same humanity. And I when meet Indonesian youth and diaspora communities, I see another powerful force, energy, idealism, strong sense of justice, and desire to contribute to global peace. This contrast between suffering and solidarity reveals something extraordinary. Friends, in Korean heritage, there is an ancient ideal, which is maybe you heard from me or from someone else, 홍익인간, which means to live for the broader benefit of humanity. Through rooted in Korea, it is spiritual spirit belongs to the world. It teaches us true progress must benefit all. True leadership must serve others. And true peace must include dignity. And I see this spirit alive today. In Palestinian youth who continue to dream and devastation. In Indonesian young people who advocate for compassion across borders. In young diaspora, particularly Indonesian youth. Indonesian leaders who transform distance into solidarity. Asia Pacific is a home to remarkable diversity, cultures, faiths, histories. Yet, our shared humanity binds us more deeply than our differences divide us. Regional solidarity means not turning away from suffering, not accepting indifferences, not allowing crisis to become invisible. When Indonesian young people speak for Palestine, when young leaders connect across borders, we witness something very, very powerful. Compassion without geography. This is why the vision of, as Cynthia mentioned, one family under God is so essential. Not as a religious statement, but as a moral truth. It asks us to see humanity as a one interconnected family. And in a family, pain is shared, responsibility is shared, hope is shared. Palestine youth are not others, they are members of our human family. Young people today carry a unique capacity. They inherit the wounds of history, but they also inherit the freedom to reshape the future. Palestine youth embody resilience. Indonesian youth embody solidarity. Diaspora youth embody bridges between cultures. Together, they represent a generation capable of fostering dialogue, challenging hatred, building empathy, creating cross-border friendships. Peace today is not built only in diplomatic talks or halls. It is built on our campuses, in communities, across the digital spaces, through courageous conversations. Peace building must extend beyond crisis response. It must evolve into national transformation. What does it mean, national transformation? Transformation means creating societies where human dignity is non-negotiable. Young people's voices are empowered, and ethics shape leadership. Peace becomes a cultural norm. We are not simply preventing conflict, we are nurturing a civilization of peace. I want to teach you one Korean term, which is very simple word, 아주. 아주 means I take ownership. So let's practice. I say 아주 to you, then you can respond to me 아주 as loud as you can. Are you ready?
Ready.
아주.
Yes.
Aju.
Aju.
It's not someone else's responsibility. It's not government alone, not NGO alone, but ours. Ownership begins when individuals, especially young people, declare. So I want to listen to your determination of Aju, which Global Peace Foundation chairman often encourage people to take this ownership by saying Aju. I take ownership of building understanding. Aju.
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 I take ownership of protecting dignity. Aju.
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 I take ownership of standing in solidarity. Aju.
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 I once met a young volunteer who worked with the displaced families. She told me, I cannot stop wars, but I can stop myself from becoming indifferent. That is quiet revolution peace requires. Not grand speeches, but daily choices to care, to listen, to emphasize, to act. Dear all friends who are attending this important dialogue, in Palestine, young people, we see courage. You will be amazed by hearing Mohammed's speech today. In Indonesian young people and diaspora, we see compassion in action. Let us be guided by 홍익인간, which is living for humanity, one family under God, which is seeing humanity as a one, national transformation, which building peace society, and Aju taking ownership. And let us trust young people, not only as a future leaders, but as a present builders of peace. From Gaza to Indonesia to Korea to the world we share, peace is not a distant dream, it is a responsibility we embrace together. Thank you. Terima kasih. Shukran. May our dialogue today inspire compassion and peace across nations. Thank you.
Kamsahamnida, Ingera, for your insightful presentation and the role of international NGO in promoting peace, dignity, and humanitarian values amid conflict. Aju! So, we appreciate your commitment to promoting peace and understanding, and we look forward to applying these ideas in our own communities. Thank you once again for sharing your knowledge with us. Aju! Now, it is my pleasure to introduce our moderator for today's discussion, Isman Habibillah, Communication Manager of Global Peace Foundation Indonesia. Isman has an academic background in international relations and a strong focus on peace building, interfaith collaboration, and global citizenship. He has extensive experience working in multicultural environment and has been actively involved in overseas volunteer program and international peace initiative. And he also collaborating with youth leaders and volunteers from various countries. Today's session will be facilitated by Isman, who will guide the discussion and engage with our speakers and participants. So please join me in giving a warm virtual welcome to Isman Habibillah as he takes over as our moderator for the remainder of the event.
Thank you, Cherin, for the welcome. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. May peace be upon you. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm really thrilled to have you here today. My name is Man Habibillah, and for the next hour, I will serve as your moderator. For those who are observing Ramadan today, I would like to wish you a blessed fasting month. May your fasting go smoothly and be filled with strength, peace, and abundant blessing. Amin. Before we continue, let me briefly explain to the flow of our today's webinar. Our discussion will be divided into 3 sessions featuring 2 speakers from diverse backgrounds. We are honored to have our outstanding speakers with us, a Palestinian and a peace advocate. Welcome on board, Muhammad Azad Abu Hasira. And joining us today, Mas Raihan Maulana Rizan from PPI Dunia. Welcome, Mas Raihan. And additionally, we will have a Q&A session to wrap up for the discussion today. Without further ado, let's get started to learn together. And be sure to drop down your question if you have any question on the chat box. And we also have a Q&A session following after the speaker's presentation. Before we officially begin, we have one question for all of us today. For a warm-up today's discussion, we invite you to reflect on it and share your thoughts. So we have question. When you hear the word Palestine, what feeling or thought comes to your mind first? So kindly drop your thought and answer before we jump to our discussion today. We would like to hear some of talk or insight from you today who already joined around 140 today. We are really grateful to have you all today. And we will share the result later on. So, for example, when I hear the word Palestine, the first feeling that comes to my mind is sadness and empathy, because I feel like we are one family, like Miss Cynthia previously mentioned. Even though geographically we separate, but we feel like we are still one family under God, especially for the civilians and children affected by the conflict. Or I also feeling that the first thought that comes to my mind when I hear the word Palestine is the urgent need for peace and humanity. So, okay. Please feel free to share your thoughts and your mind. Okay, let's see and check the result. So some of you already answer and share that the first feeling and thought comes to your mind is from Rahmawati, guilty, and from Nia, sad words. I also have some feelings. Roughly, humanity, guess freedom. So there's freedom, guilty, words, sad, and humanity. And I'm sure that you have different answer, but this is some summarized our feelings when we are hearing the word of Palestine. So thank you for sharing your thought and your mind when you hear about the Palestine. So thank you for joining the interactive session. And for the next, we already have our first speakers, Mr. Azad. Mr. Azad is a Palestinian and peace advocate and founder of Gaza Peace Initiative, promoting practical solution for peace, economic development, and regional cooperation. Mr. Azad believes lasting peace is built through realistic dialogue and economic opportunity. With a background in telecommunication at Uridu, he brings strong communication and community engagement experience to his works, aiming to help create a more stable and dignified future for all. So before we begin, I would like to greet Mr. Azad. Hello, Mr. Azad. How are you today? Hello, Mr. Azad. How
Um,
are you today?
can you add Mr. Ejat to become the co-host?
Hello.
Wow. Hello, Mr.
Hello.
Azad. How are you today?
Hi. Good morning for everybody. Ramadan Kareem.
Assalamualaikum, brother.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
What time is it now in Gaza?
Not bad, not good. We
Oh,
hope
okay.
it will be better than before, and it will be good.
Okay.
I
So,
want to.
yeah, are you ready
Oh,
to deliver your presentation today?
okay.
Okay. So, let's focus our minds and give him a warm welcome, please. Mr. Mohammed Azad, time is yours.
Okay. It is an honor to be with you today. I would like to express my sincere appreciation to the organizers of this conference, especially the Global Peace Foundation, Mr. Han Maulana Izan, and to the people of Indonesia for their continued commitment to peace and humanitarian solidarity. Today, I would like to speak to you about Ramadan in Gaza, not from a political perspective, but a human one, about the daily struggles, the resilience, and the true meaning of peace for us. Ramadan in Gaza has always been a time of spirituality, family gatherings, and generosity. But in recent years, it has become a test of endurance and patience. In the past years, we have witnessed severe food shortages. Many families broke their fast with little more than water and a small portion of food shared among many. Parents often pretended they were not hungry, so their children could eat first. Markets were either empty or difficult to access. But this year, some goods are available. But the deeper challenge remains the economic crisis. Many people walk through the markets, look at the prices, and leave without buying anything. The struggle is no longer only about availability, it is about dignity and the ability to live. Yet, despite this hardship, the spirit of Ramadan endures. Neighbors continue to exchange small dishes at iftar. Families share what little they have. Young people decorate the streets with simple Ramadan lights. A child looked up to the lights and said, "Now I know Ramadan has arrived." In that moment, hope outweighed destruction. Resilience in Gaza is not loud or dramatic. It is found in small acts of kindness, quiet sacrifice, and a steadfast commitment to humanity. The emotional impact of prolonged violence. Prolonged violence leaves deep wounds. Children grow up hearing the sound of planes more than the laughter of the playgrounds. Loss then become a shared reality in nearly every neighborhood. Allow me to share a personal story. My niece lost her husband in the early days of the war while caring for her infant daughter and being pregnant with another child. She fled under shelling, carrying one child while another life go within her. Today, she raises her two daughters alone, and all she wishes is that her daughters grow up feeling safe. Her words reflect her words reflect experience of thousands of mothers and fathers in Gaza. Conflict shapes childhood, strains daily life, makes celebrations quieter, and gathering smaller. Families continue to come together at the iftar table, creating moments of stability and for their children, a form of resistance against despair. The meaning of peace from a Palestinian perspective. For us, peace is not a slogan or a beautiful word. Peace means a mother doesn't fear for her children. A father can walk with dignity, and the children can sleep without fear and dream without limits. When we ask children to draw peace in some active, when we ask children to draw peace, they didn't draw political symbols. They drew homes, trees, and families sitting together at the Ramadan table. For them, peace means normal life. So us, so the Gaza Peace Initiative, we focus on dialogue, social cohesion, and protecting the next generation from cycle of conflict. Recently, large families in Gaza reached reconciliation through community mediation. One family made a painful concession to prevent further bloodshed. These decisions reflect a genuine commitment to social peace, even under difficult circumstances. Peace building, peace building begins locally with dialogue, forgiveness, and shared responsibility, but it doesn't end there. Gaza doesn't wait for pity. We see cooperation and collective good work to achieve peace in Gaza, and from there to the entire world. If peace is achieved in the Holy Land, its impact will be felt globally. At the Gaza Peace Initiative, we open our hands to the incoming Indonesian team to Gaza, to all visiting delegations, and to the Global Peace Council to work together and maximize impact on the ground. Reconstruction isn't only about infrastructure, it is about restoring trust, creating opportunities, and providing psychological safety. Indonesia is continued support reminds us we are not alone, and that global solidarity strengthens hope and makes justice and peace achievable. Con- and peace achievable. Conclusion: living Ramadan in Gaza today means balancing sorrow with faith, hardship with generosity, and uncertainty with hope. Behind every damaged building is a story of resilience. Behind every news headline are families protecting the dreams of their children. Gaza isn't hiding our families protecting the dreams of their children. Gaza isn't only a place of suffering, it is a community.
Hello, Mr. Ezet. I thought that Mr. Ezet facing internet issue. Okay, so he's back. Hello, Mr. Ezet. All right. Okay. Okay, Mr. Ezet, you can continue your sharing.
Okay, I am sorry for this connection. I am sorry for this connection. I want to end my word by this paragraph. Okay. I'm sorry again for this connection.
It's okay.
Okay. Okay. Peace building begins locally with dialogue, forgiveness, and shared responsibility. But it doesn't end there. Gaza doesn't wait for pity. We see cooperation and collective good work to achieve peace in Gaza, and from there to the entire world. If peace is achieved in the Holy Land, its impact will be felt globally. As the Gaza Beach Initiative, we open our hands to the incoming Indonesian team to Gaza, to all visiting delegations, and to the Global Peace Council to work together and maximize impact on the ground. Reconstruction isn't only about infrastructure, it is about restoring trust, creating opportunities, and providing psychological safety. Indonesia's continued support reminds us we are not alone and that global solidarity strengthens hope and makes justice and peace achievable. Conclusion. Living Ramadan in Gaza today means balancing sorrow with faith, hardship with generosity, and uncertainty with hope. Behind every damaged building is a story of resilience. Behind every news headline are families protecting the dreams of their children. Gaza isn't only a place of suffering, it is a community determined to live with dignity. Peace may seem distant, but it begins with shared humanity, honest dialogue, and sustained solidarity. Every step towards safety, every step towards safety, justice, and stability, no matter how small, is a step toward a more peaceful future. Rome wasn't built in a day. If it has been, the Palestinian future has been built now. Thank you for your kind attention. Peace be upon you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Azad, for sharing your experience and journey during Ramadan in Gaza. We are deeply saddened by what you and people in Gaza are going through today, and we feel a profound sense of empathy. At the same time, we are really inspired by your resilience, your strength, and your unwavering pursuit of peace. Your story reminds us that even in the most difficult time, difficult circumstances, humanity, hope, and dignity remain alive. So once again, let's give Mr. Azad a warm virtual applause, everyone. It is my pleasure to present certificates of appreciation to our esteemed speakers, Mr. Azad, who share his valuable insight with us today. Thank you, Mr. Azad, once again. So for the next, before we going to our next speaker, I will invite you again to join our interactive session for the second interactive session. So the question is, what message would you like to send to the people of Palestine today? You can write on the polling box or drop your answer on the chat box. What message would you like to send to the people of Palestine today? For example, for me, I want to send a message of strength and solidarity to our brother and sister in Palestine because they are not forgotten and many people around the world are praying for them and hoping for their safety and peace. So if you have any message or any greeting that you want to say to our brother and sister in Palestine, please feel free to drop on the polling box or on the chat box. And I also want to send not only as an Indonesian, but as a fellow human being, I hope for their safety in Gaza, in Rafah, in other area in Palestine, and for healing and a future where children can grow up without fear. Like Mr. Azad mentioned, Ramadan in Gaza means strength and dignity, and peace in Gaza means they're not afraid of everything. So everyone, please feel free to drop your answer. Or if you have any question, you can drop on our chat box, and later on, we will discuss it on Q&A session after the second speakers. And yeah. All right, we have 12 answer. Or anyone want to share directly, you can raise your hand and say something directly to Mr. Azad and other Palestinian. Okay. All right, let's see the result. So the message that you want to send to the people of Palestine today from University of I think East Kalimantan, Muhammadiyah East Kalimantan. He sent us, stay strong for Allah has a plan for He is the best planner. I pray that you will stay safe and can one day enjoy Ramadan in peace. I apologize for not having the ability to take action myself. From Fikri, from Muhammadiyah University in East Borneo, East Kalimantan. Semangat. Okay. From Adelia, we stand with you. Stay strong and don't lose hope. May peace, justice, and safety come soon for the people of Palestine. From Putri, keep strong, believe Allah is with you. Means they're not alone. A symbol of endurance, global solidarity, and long pursuit of fundamental human rights. From Kisi, stay strong, brothers and sisters. We are your family, and the rest of the world stands with you. From Charlene, love, peace, and prayers. Yes, global solidarity, affirming that they are not alone. From Amira, God bless Palestinian souls. From Kevin, I hope they can enjoy Ramadan and land season in peace. Amin. From Aprilia, how is the situation in Palestine this month of Ramadan? Oh, Mr. Azad already shared before. From uh, from Mr. Azad itself, resilient doesn't mean you don't feel pain. It means pain does not define you. I agree. Stay strong, and from Fadil Ahmad, wishing you strength, safety, and the lasting peace you deserve. My courage lead to brighter tomorrow. Amen. Thank you everyone for sharing your talk, and it's really peaceful to read and know about your talk, the message that you want to send to the people of Palestine today. So we move to the next speakers. We will have Raihan Maulana Rizan from PPI Dunia, or Indonesian Student Association, joining us for his presentation today. Raihan Maulana Rizan is a scholarship awardee of the Rico University Graduate School, where he completed his Master of Social Design Studies with a focus on environmental and socio-political issues. Now, Mr. Raihan currently serves as Secretary General of the Overseas Indonesian Students Association Alliance, coordinating more than 55,000 Indonesian students across across 65 countries while advancing academic collaboration and soft diplomacy initiative. In this upcoming talk, Mr. Raihan will share about Indonesian youth and global solidarity, the role of diaspora students in advocating peace for Palestine. He will highlight the vital role of Indonesian youth abroad as bridge builders and moral voice in global discussion on justice and peace. So, hello, Mr. Raihan.
Hello, Mr. Isman.
Hello, how are you
Assalamualaikum.
today? Waalaikumsalam.
I'm
It's a
fine.
great.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank
Ah,
you.
it's good. Yeah.
Where are you now, Mr. Raihan?
Yeah, currently I'm in Tokyo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What time is
Okay.
it in Tokyo?
In Tokyo right now, 55. So I think 2 hour. Yeah.
Yeah, two
Yeah.
hours.
Yeah.
So, are you ready to share your presentation, Mr.
Yes,
Raihan?
yes. Of course, I'm ready
Okay.
to share my presentation.
So, everyone, please give a warm virtual applause for Mr. Raihan. Mr. Raihan, time is yours.
Thank you so much, Mr. Isman. Hello, everyone. My name is Ramon Rizan. So, like what already said by Mr. Isman, currently I'm the Secretary General of the PPI Dunia, or Indonesian Overseas Organization, Indonesia Overseas Student Organizations. And first of all, I want to say thank you so much for Global Peace Foundation Indonesia to help this amazing event, UGen Webinar 2026. And also, I want to say thank you so much, and I'm very glad to hear and to meet you online, Mr. Mohammed Ezad Abu Hasiro. Thank you so much. And then also, I want to say thank you from the moderator, Mr. Isman Habibillah, for letting me to speak in this wonderful event. And yes, I want to share my screen right now. And for most, I want to also explaining my educational journey. So everyone, I'm originally came from Medan, North Sumatra Island, Indonesia. If you don't know where is North Sumatra is located in near Aceh and also near Malaysia. We just like cross maybe 45 minutes right now by airplane to Malaysia, and it's very near Malaysia right now. And there's a lot of currently is a lot of Medan citizens like went to Malaysia right now. Rather go went to Jakarta because of the transportation right now is very cheap to go to Malaysia. Rather go to Java and other region in Indonesia. So yeah, it's very fascinating to live in that city, and I was born there. I raised there too. My father came from Aceh. My mother came from Medan. My mother Marga is Siregar. I don't know if you guys also had a Marga same as me. And I live and I got educated in Medan until junior high school. In senior high school, I went to Insan Cendekia Madani, which is the Islamic boarding school, kind of like pesantren modern, if we said in Indonesia. Then after that, I graduated from my high school in 2019, and I directly went to Tokyo International University. I got my scholarship at the time. I took my international relation major at the Tokyo International University, and I went 4 year bachelor degree program. In 2023, I went to Rikyo University for my master degree. I also got my scholarship from the University of Rikyo. I took my social design studies. If you're wondering what is social design studies, social design studies basically talk about anthropology and policy, and mainly because of my research focusing on the environmental issues. I specialize on the political ecology and also political economy, which is because of I took my specialized subject in international relation when I'm bachelor degrees on the political economy. And just a few days ago, I took my doctoral degree at the Hitotsubashi University in Japan. So yeah, I'm still I'm still 25 years old right now, but hopefully not talking so much, and hopefully my talk in this event still can have you guys keep wondering how we can be as the persons who live in a wonderful country like Indonesia to be grateful every day, and of course still want to keep a do much things more than usual beings to do to be helpful and to helpful for other nations, and mainly we will focus on the Palestinians. And uh of course I want to explore and also discuss a little bit more with you guys in the Q&A session. Maybe we have it, right, Mr. Isman? Or
Yes,
we don't have it?
we have
Yes,
it
we have it.
after
Okay.
this.
Yeah, of course we can also do the discussion later on. So I will explain a little more about the what is Pepe Dunia. So basically, Pepe Dunia is Mr. Isman also already elaborated, is the Indonesian Overseas Student Organizations. So we've been in many countries. So if you, I believe that you guys did already know that Muhammad Hatta did make this in, first of all, in the Leiden University in Leiden, Netherlands. Yes, it was. So what happened at that time is in 1990s when Muhammad Hatta went to Leiden and make this kind of PPI or Perhimpunan Pelajar Indonesia, which is at that time Muhammad Hatta want to collaborate with other organizations, internal organizations, to help Indonesia to get their independence. Of course, right now we already got our independence, and we don't do not talking at that theme anymore. So after that, the PPI or the Perhimpunan Pelajar Indonesia is not just emerged in Netherlands; it also emerged in other countries. So right now we already have like 68 countries that have PPI Dunia. Oh, I'm sorry, have a PPI. So that's why PPI Dunia arrived in 2027 to accommodate, to coordinate all these 68 countries, along with approximately 200,000 students right now as the overseas student of Indonesia. So mainly of course, we facilitate communications within all those stakeholder. If you live in other countries, yeah, let's just take an example like me in Japan. Of course, we want to facilitate our communications with the other organizations of students, of course, or the other NGO. They're also related maybe in our research in the educational journey. And also advocacy. If you had a problem, a law problem, or social problem, even though you don't have a, or you have it, you can say to PPI in your country. So example, just take an example, if me as a one of the student that in the PPI Japan, of course I can say to PPI Japan, please help me to be my advocate to solve this law problem issue. So PPI just not to facilitate communication, but also help all the daily life and necessity of the problem. Not just like we're not talking about the food and drink something like that. We're talking about the advocacy of law and social issues that may arise when you live in abroad. And of course, collaborations like this. So mainly we're talking about the like big issues like the important issues like Palestine. Of course, we talk more on another issues later on the like the what happened in Indonesia. Of course, we talk a lot in abroad. So of course, we discuss it. So of course, we want to establish PP Dunia as a progressive, inclusive, and strategic global intellectual ecosystem. So the main point is intellectual ecosystem. How to make these organizations is different with other organizations is we want to make these organizations be intellectual ecosystem. What it means by intellectual? It means we can discuss every time we want it. Every time we want it. So free of speech, free of discussions, all of the sort of things we want to do in the daily life of this organization. So that's why we as a PP Dunia, me as the Secretary General of PP Dunia, is very, very happy to meet you all of guys in this wonderful event and to discuss it later more. And our stance towards Palestine, Pepe Dunia's stance towards Palestine is very clear. You guys can search in all the national media of Indonesia. We clearly stated that Palestine must be a sovereign state as soon as possible. As soon as possible. We don't want to hear the voice of all the bigger countries to say we need time, we need to discuss it a little more. We want to do it as soon as possible. And there is a three ways of how the Pepe Dunia can deliver or can be as a trajectory on how we can do this, our stance to be more into the actionable. First, we do and did already did the discussions. We already did 100 or 1,000 discussions about all the things related into the conflict issues. Obviously, of course, regarding into the Palestinians. The second, we made a statement. We clearly made a big statement in 2023. Later on, I will discuss it. And the third is the donations and actions. Of course, I will also elaborate it in the next slide. So first of all, I want to discuss and also not discuss. Maybe I will to explain little bit more about how the Pepe Dunia position statement to Palestinian in 2023 in October. So we made a big statement at that time. You guys can, of course, searching in the national media with the keyword of the statement of Pepe Dunia regarding into Palestinian situations, or you just can visiting our Instagram story. I'm sorry, our Instagram account. But in here, there's 5 or 6 main points I want to explain for you guys. First is Pepe Dunia want to support the Palestinians have the sovereignty and rights of their people. It's very clear. This is our first point in our statement. Second, Pepe Dunia reaffirmed the right of the Palestinian people to resist Israeli military occupation, including the right of armed struggle for self-determination as enhanced in international customary law and UN resolutions. So we mainly talk about the UN resolutions and also international law in here. I want to enhance on this point. Third, we talk about condemnations of violence and human rights violations. And the other point is rejection of negative labels and misinformations. And fourth is urging proactive government diplomacy. This is one of the biggest points of Pepe Dunia to make in this statement to the Palestinian situations. So we already know, right, that Indonesian government, especially in the 2024 until 2026, which is obviously in this year, will be seated on the UN Human Rights Council, which is in the international community. That position is very, very powerful. So what PPI Dunia demand is the Indonesian government must take a more active role in ending Israeli annexation and resolving the conflict in accordance with the 1945 constitution. So this point is mainly what we're talking about to right now. So right now, PPI Dunia is collaborate with other and many international NGOs and also international governmental areas, and also of course the the Indonesian government itself to talk about how PPI Dunia demand more urging proactive government diplomacy of Indonesia. And also the last is call for the international solidarity and humanitarian aid. Of course, the number 5 I will talk about later on in the donations program what the PPI Dunia already did make. And there's a 2 major point, of course, other than the summary point that I already talk about. This is in the number 6 of our statement. Indonesia, it said, terpilihnya Indonesia sebagai anggota Dewan HAM PBB periode 2024-2026 berdasarkan hasil voting suara terbanyak diharapkan dapat berperan aktif untuk berkontribusi menyudahi segala bentuk penjajahan dan aneksasi Israel terhadap Palestina. I already mentioned this before. So this is very important point that I want to all of you guys to be aware of this position of how big right now Indonesia in the international community and how big our voices, how big our actions can be determined the Palestinian conditions in the next decades. Okay, so if you guys are already aware that, you must be keep discuss this and also keep surround the area of your ideations to be able to give your awareness that, okay, my voice as Indonesian students or Indonesian citizens will be more powerful than other nations because of these conditions. So this is the last years of you guys can make this difference. So you must talk this to other, not just friends, not just family, but also strangers. Using all your social media platform power, just discuss it as big as you can, as soon as possible, on the everyday time until we don't have any seat or any powerful condition like this again. And the second one is we call on the international community to condemn and take firm action against the atrocities committed by Israeli Zionists who fail to uphold humanitarian values. So PPI Dunia did aware that Israeli, of course, already failed to uphold all the humanitarian values, all or the international law that applied in international community. So you guys must also have a same awareness of what we already live and what we already see in the conditions of what this lady did to the in Palestinian situations of Palestinian citizens right now. And in 2023, after we made this statement, parallelly, we made a donations, kind of like a big donations. We collaborated with a prominent brand in Indonesia. We collaborated with a prominent media partner, and in just 1 or 2 months, we got this big number. So it's been a very, very great days when we made these donations, and all the people, of Indonesia, all the people of international community that made these donations can be take donations with their money to help all these Palestinian citizens, or of course the Palestinian as the country itself. So at that time, in March 30, 2024, so we started from 2023 until 2024. Parallelly after made that statement, we made the donation. We successfully made the donation 322,405,671 rupiah at a time, and we already passed this money of donations to the international community to be given into the Palestinian refugee in Jordan. So what we already made with all that statements, also with all the donations or all the discussion we already made for, we make Ruang Harapan as a platform of our own as a PPI Dunia to make a big impact to Palestine. Not to just make big impact on as once a year or twice a year, but we want to make sustain as we can. Sustain as we can until Palestinian citizen, until Palestinian get their sovereignty as a state. So why we as a PPI Dunia want to make this, all this statement, all these donations, all these discussions, all or other efforts that the Indonesian student diasporas already made, is because our first president said it firstly and clearly into the international community or international community what the Indonesians will be stands for Palestine. It said, selama kemerdekaan bangsa Palestina belum diserahkan kepada orang-orang Palestina, selama itulah bangsa Indonesia berdiri menentang penjajahan Israel. So it's very clear. It's very clear for all the Indonesian citizens. It's very, very clear. That's why PPI Dunia want to be hold on this speech, on the hold on these visions of our first president of Sukarno, to be hold on this position, to take care along all this spirit, to hold this spirit of Indonesia to be continue to stand against the Israeli occupation. And the last, what we did for Ruang Harapan. So Ruang Harapan, of course, we already made this since 2023. So we already done for the past 3 years. So this is our third year to make this Ruang Harapan. So in 2026, we already will make a 5 big program. First, it will be winter assistant in Camp Mafraq in Jordania in 26 February 2026. It will be a huge event for all the refugee in Jordania to be able us as a PP Dunia to help them with the title of winter assistant. Second is child wellness project in Jordania. Third is food aid in Gaza. So we will go to Gaza, and we will bring the food to the Palestinian citizen. And the fourth one is the sanitary support in Jordania, and the last one is prosthetic rehabilitation in Jordania in 12th March 2026. And of course, in this year we still keep open our donations, and hopefully the number will keep going. Hopefully, of course, as the PPI Dunia and also as the Indonesian citizens, we can help Palestinian more that we can imagine, and have hopefully Palestinian can also hear our voice to be able also make their spirit to be sustained until they get their country sovereign as a state. Maybe that's all for me, Mr. Isman. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry if I had a very long time to talk about this. And yeah, preferably to contact me in my Instagram or my WhatsApp. Of course, free contact our organizations, PPI Dunia, in our website and also Instagram. Thank you so much, Mr. Isman.
Thank you, Mr. Raihan, for sharing your insight. Let's give a big virtual applause, everyone. Thank you for your commitment to campaigning for Palestine to become a sovereign state as soon as possible. From Mr. Raihan presentation, we were through the official statement by PPI Dunia on October 2023. They made a very bold and firm declaration in support of Palestinian rights. And that statement encouraged us to continue raising our voices on this issue using whatever platform that we have, including social media. And we also appreciate for your initiative to establish Ruang Harapan as a platform to continuously advocate, raise awareness, and amplify support for Palestine. We truly value your efforts and dedication. May this movement continue grow stronger, and may justice and peace be realized for Palestine in the near future. So thank you again, Mr. Raihan, for your presentation. It is my pleasure to present certificates of appreciation for our esteemed speakers, Mr. Raihan from PPI Dunia, who share their commitment and their values about rights in Palestine today. Thank you, Mr. Raihan. Okay. For the next session, as mentioned previously, I'm sure you already have many questions or thoughts on your mind after hear and listen to our two outstanding speakers. So this time we will follow our discussion with Q&A session. So if you have any question to discuss or curiosities, feel free to raise your hand and speak directly to our two outstanding speakers, or write your question in the chat box for the speakers to answer. So this time I will give you chance and opportunity to share or to ask your question directly to our speakers, Mr. Ezzat, who is a Palestinian and a Palestine advocate. I think this is a great opportunity for us to ask directly to our brother from Palestinian. And also, if you have any question to our second speakers, Mr. Rayhan, who dedicate his organization PPI Dunia to support sovereignty in Palestine, you can also ask to him directly. If you want to talk directly, you can raise your hand, and we will give you opportunity to share your question. So we have we already have one question from Dila Rahmawati. Dila Rahmawati, and we have also from Amira, and joining us also from our brother from Uganda, Khalid Nakabele, who raised his hand and want to share and ask his question directly. Okay, Mr. Khalid, I will give time to you to share your question.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ryan, for the presentation that you've given us today. And thank you, everyone who is attending this webinar. You guys are doing a great job, that said, and we're really so happy. My question is, how can we affect or push that Palestine becomes a sovereign country in some of the different regions that we're coming from now, especially us in Uganda? What can we do to see that? How can we support? What can be done? The voices, the actions to see that Palestine becomes a sovereign country. Because being a sovereign country, I think it will be of great help to our brothers and sisters in Gaza and the whole of Palestine. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Khalid, for share your question all the way from Uganda, Africa. We're really grateful to have you today. And the question from Mr. Khalid, probably as a international citizen, how we can do, how we can support. And for the answer, I will give first to our brother from Palestine, Mr. Ezet Abu Hasira.
Okay, thank you very much. We need more of support for Palestinian to donate and activities for children, activities for offering food for people or cooking food for people, because most of people living on tents now in Gaza. We need support, funding, and political support to move freely in Gaza. As example, today I am letting 3 minutes to find a place with electricity and internet connection. Now, yeah, mm, we need warm support from people and official support from countries, and to donate some activities for youth, and to achieve the peace, and to make some activities in maybe in Ramadan and after Ramadan for people. Okay.
Okay, thank you for your answer, Mr. Azad. And for the next, I will give to Mr. Raihan.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Khalid, for your great question. So I think for a Palestinian, of course, like what Mr. Abu Hasir already said to us, that they of course need all the donations. They need all the foods. They need all the access of the water. They need all those things that need to be the primarily needs of their life. It's absolutely right. So what we need to do is, of course, we must spread that. We must spread our money all across the countries, from Uganda, from Indonesia, from Turkey, from all across the countries. We must have our money to be given to the Palestinians, of course. That's the first thing that we must be aware of. This is the most important one. Okay. The second one, this kind of boycott of products is very, very good. I would say it's very, very good because you want to say that, okay, why USA? No one to just say, okay, just stop the Israel, just stop Israel. What did Israel is to the Palestine is wrong. Why US say not want to say that? Cause the geopolitical, cause the political economy of the international community. All that letting into the money of how the Israeli and the USA already been govern all the money to be able to keep them strong. Because of that, the boycott is still feel very, very powerful of our people. So we will want to keep all this kind of the social movement keep going on, not just boycotting, but also another things related to social movement to be able to support the Palestinian morally. We of course we just let in our social media said, okay, please all the Palestinian, please keep your spirit. Of course they will be helpful. So those all things we can make as the personal. If we not sit in the table of the president, we can make that. But this third one, I think, is very important to change the narrative and also to maintain the narrative. So there is a lot of narrative to say that okay, it can be a two-state resolutions. They can be like that. This can be, but do they asking to the Palestinians? Do they asking to the Palestinians what zone they want to have? What house they define as? All sort of things. It must come from the Palestinians. So that those narrative will keep going on in the national media or international media. So we must take care of it. We must take care of it. So if you say so, there's many people said, "Oh, it's okay. You just can buy the product from Israel because it's good. You don't have any choice. You have a choice." So that kind of narrative you must keep going on and manage all that narrative. And the fourth one, you must make a great statement to your government. So maybe Mr. Khalid to your government, you must say that, okay, please, in Ugandan government, you must take care of Palestinian and you must take care of the spirit of the sovereign state of the Palestinians. Of course, as the innocent citizen, of course, we must do that too. So I think there are four main points that we must do, and we keep going, sustain it to do until the Palestinian get their sovereign state.
Thank you, Mr. Raihan, for your great answer. And Mr. Khalid, do you have any following question? Or all good? Okay, thank you, Mr. Khalid, for sharing your question. And from our speakers, we know we have many ways to support for the sovereignty in Palestine, like Mr. Azad and Mr. Raihan shared before. From chat box, we have a question also from Miss Dila Rahmawati. Miss Dila, do you want to share directly your question and unmute your Zoom? Hello, Miss Dila.
Hello, Peter. May I just can write my question on the chat box only because my English active English is not very good.
Oh, okay.
Thank
Okay.
you for the
Okay.
advance. Thank you in advance.
So I will read the question from Miss Dila. Can the Board of Peace Organization truly bring independence to the Palestinian people? And as Indonesia has joined BOP as a member, what can we as Indonesian citizens do to ensure that it genuinely supports Palestinian independence while preventing its leaders and members from acting tyrannically or oppressively toward the Palestinian people? So probably I will give this question first to Mr. Raihan as an Indonesian. What's your opinion, Mr. Raihan?
Oh, I'm sorry. There's a questions in chat box.
Yes, Mr. Raihan from Miss Dila Rahmawati. She's asking about our decision as Indonesian government joining BOP? What's your opinion?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that question. So, uh, so we must also understand that Indonesia's economy situation is not good enough for us to be able to take more actions than other like higher country like USA, France, or other Europe countries. So there is some speculating issues or a opinion regarding the how the Indonesia and why Indonesia come up with this Board of Peace. I will say it's because we don't have any options rather to join that because of the Americans, USA. Of course, we have a many dependent economy to the USA. I will say as the political economy specialist, I will say the Indonesian government do not have any choice rather to join that, even though that kind of board is. I will also not say it's good as what the Trump said in the media, but they just made it as the how Trump to make all that kind of USA narrative kind of like supporting Israel is clear. I think from the perspective of Trump, they want to just receive that. And the second one, we must aware that this Board of Peace, the main target or the main resolution is to make two state solutions, which is having Israel and Palestine within their within the conflict zone right now to make one and the other one country arriving in the same conditions in the same sovereign state. So there is many political economy scholars said this is too idealist. This is too idealist. Like how can you make a two-state solutions if you cannot hear and you cannot divine who wrong first? So you must make a statement who wrong first. Israel, of course, in our perspective, now, and of course, we believe that Israel is the actor that wrong. So we must make the decision first, then after that, make us two-state solutions. So from my from my understanding, we don't have any choice rather to join that because of because of the political economy situation right now. And the second one, that Board of Peace is not good at all. It's just like, yeah, you cannot expect anything from them. Yeah, it will be like just the or the just like how I can make that not too harsh. I'll just say this like typical international community just said okay, we want to make this, we want that because of the actions on how to stop this the war. There is on the USA hands, Russia hands, China's hands, and the other big countries, which is having all the economy on their hands. So yeah, we cannot expect more from that. We just try to listen on how, on when the all these big countries can be aware of how the Palestinian conditions, and hopefully all the this condition will be uh, ended as soon as possible, and yeah, Palestine get their sovereign state.
Thank you, Mr. Raihan, for your great answer. For the next, probably I will ask to the Mr. Azad about what's your opinion about the Board of Peace that already established maybe a month ago.
Okay. We hope to achieve the peace and to achieve the independent Palestinian state on the land under the United States decisions. But if it is if it become a new choice for people now here in Gaza in Palestine to choose the Pope or United Nation, sorry, yeah. If we depend on the United Nations decisions, we can achieve the Palestinian independent state. And any other ways, we cannot achieve anything. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ezat, for your answer. For the next question, we have Miss Amira Jasmine Salsabila. Hello, Miss Amira. Do you want to speak directly to share your question?
Yes. Hello,
Okay.
Kak Isman. Can you hear my voice?
Yes.
Oh, right. Okay. Thank you for the opportunity. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Amira Jasmine, and I am currently a master's student in the Republic of Indonesia Defense University, majoring in Peace and Conflict Resolution. And I am also a fellow Global Peace Leadership Corps Indonesia, second generation. First of all, I would like to say to Mr. Ezad, it is really heartwarming to hear Mr. Ezad share that young people give Palestinian children hope by decorating the street to celebrate Ramadan. And instead of giving up, they give their community hope to live and survive. This is supposed to be our fuel for young leaders around the world. Palestinian young people don't give up, even in what can we say, the worst situation could happen in any country. Mr. Ezat, what I want to know is how can Palestinian young people have a strong resilience up until now? What makes these young people believe that giving hope to their community is the best thing they can do? And the second one is to PPI Dunia, to Mr. Raihan. From the discussion and the statement process, PPI Dunia then made out several outcomes. And one of them is urging on proactive government diplomacy. And one of PPI Dunia's major point is that Indonesia needs to contribute to ending all forms of Israeli occupation and annexation of Palestine. What I want to ask is, after hundreds of discussion, how do PPI Dunia find Indonesian government diplomacy regarding the Palestinian issue right now? Are we doing better, or do PPI Dunia think we can do more? That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Amira, for sharing your question. Probably first, I will give opportunity to Mr. Ezat to answer the question about how can the Palestinian children become a resilient and strong.
Okay. The Palestinian youth can achieve the resilience by cooperation together. The most of people here are the Palestinian community in Gaza consists of many families or big families. They make cooperation together. Some families bring hope to people here in Gaza. Just cooperation and forgiveness make people better, and we have low absence here in Gaza. We have no goods. We haven't any services. We haven't electricity or good internet here in Gaza. But people cooperate together, can build by themselves. Uh, this this points can build the community and resilience for youth. Youth can make some activities for children and for youth to cooperate or to make positive energy for youth and children by playing or by some education points. By this point, we can achieve the resilience, and it's still resilient here in Gaza. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Azad, for your great answer. And for the next question to PPI Dunia, Mr. Raihan, about maybe the outcome from the discussion and statement that already made by PPI Dunia and advocacy to the Indonesian government.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Isman. Thank you so much, Amira, for your great question. So, also we as the Indonesian Student of Overseas Association, we aware that our location is also in abroad country, right? So, of course, sometimes we feel like we kind of like had too long way to go to be able to speak face to face to the Indonesian government. Sometimes we feel like that. So that's why we made all these discussions to be more, how can I say, to be more direct to the Indonesian government. So because of sometimes we also inviting the Indonesian government in Jakarta to able to speak with us, to explain to us like how did this connection will keep happening and what did you guys already did to this certain conditions. So we always did that. So to certain of the, yeah, of course, of the interest of all the Indonesian students that right now is went to go to abroad. So uh all these kind of things statements is also coming from them. So the statement we made in 2023 is also the result of many, like hundreds more discussions that we already made in across the 65 countries of PPI that already emerged right now. So we met that, first of all. The second one, because of we had all these PPI all across the countries, and of course in the Middle East. So the example is like in the Jordania, we can make a big donation in there. We can make a big event in there to help all the Palestinian refugees in Jordania, to give them food, to make all the events kind of like, of course, child, focusing on child and female, and of course even like, and next month we will go to Gaza to deliver our donation. So all the kind of things we make in the basis of our ideations of the Indonesians overseas student organizations that coming from the discussion, first of all. That's why I'm already said that the basis of this organization is intellectuality. Intellectuality means that if you want to do some things, you will need a reasonable grade background of what you action that you take. So all these kind of things, we not uh concerned on anything because we already had a great reasonable background of what we already did right now. And the second one related getting into, it is the Indonesian government already did enough. Of course they don't, they don't do enough yet. So that's why we demand to all the Indonesian government sector that related into the international community organizations, obviously, of course, the United Nations, to be more had have a big more effort towards the in Palestinian sovereign state resolution. So the first point of our stance to why is the Indonesian government is not enough is they're not talking of Palestinian sovereignty enough in the international community. That's why we demand the Indonesian government to talk more with the keyword of the Palestine as a sovereign state. So maybe that's all for me.
Thank you, Mr. Raihan, for your answer. And thank you again for Amira for your great question. So probably we will give one more question from the audience. Is there anyone want to share your question? Oh, we have Miss Charlene Tomobe for the next question and last question. Hello, Miss Charlene. Do you want to speak directly to our two speakers today? Hello, Miss Charlene.
Hello,
Hello,
Miss.
Miss Charlene.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Hello, Mr. Muhammad Abu Hashira from Palestine and Mr. Raizan. Yeah, I've been listening to your discussions and I do understand the situation of Palestinian people currently, but I'm just curious how young people in Palestine are taking ownership or taking part in the mitigations and sustainability of your country. Something like Ryzen here, who is actively engaged in helping right Palestine right now, but how are young people being heard, or what are their contributions as well on your end? That is my question.
Okay, thank you, Miss Salin Tomobe from Japan for sharing your question. And this question is for Mr. Ezet about how the youth in Palestine become actively and what kind of they usually did to advocate this issue. So please, Mr. Ezet, to answer the question. Hello, Mr. Ezet.
On mute. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay. I want to say in some points to how youth participate in peace efforts. Okay. The first point is promoting a culture of dialogue. Launching dialogue initiatives among families, universities, and local communities, spreading a discourse focused on human dignity and rights rather than hatred and divisions, using social media responsibly to share a human-centered narrative and promotes understanding instead of polarization. The second point, engaging in community-based initiatives. Um, Maybe local medicines of resolve internal community disputes and supporting reconciliation and restorative initiatives, strengthening values of tolerance and social solidarity, especially during crisis. The third point about social inter- entrepreneurship, establishing a small business that create jobs and serve the community, developing innovative solutions to water, food, and energy challenge, turning a challenge into sustainable local economic opportunities. Mm, Maybe the fourth point, investing in education and digital skills, developing technical skills and engaging in online freelance work, creating volunteer educational platforms to support students affected by crisis. Uh, Maybe aligning education with local market needs to strengthen economic independence. These points can make continuous supporting to achieve peace and to keep resilience of youth in Gaza.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Ezet,
Okay.
for your
Thank you very much.
answer. And
Thank
hope
you
it
very much.
answer the question from Miss Charlene Tomobe. So thank you to everyone who actively participated in the Q&A. We have great question and already discussed it today. And unfortunately, we've reached at the end of our time today. But we have already discussed important and meaningful points from our Q&A session, from what civil society can contribute to support Palestine. We're talking about Board of Peace and also the current situation in Gaza and what youth Palestinian youth role in supporting Palestinian sovereignty. This conversation reminds us that solidarity is not passive, but it requires awareness, courage, and consistent action. The insight shared today show that each of us, in our own capacity, whether as students, professional, teacher, activists, or members of society, has a role play to support Palestine sovereignty. Even from small action from our social media, it really matters. And when we done collectively and consistently, we can get a good result. And thank you again for our four question and also Mr. Raihan and Mr. Azad for our great discussion. Thank you to all our speakers and participants. Now it's reached our the end of session, and I give the time and opportunity back to our Master of Ceremony, Sherin Angelica.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Isman Habibillah, and thank you for all of our speakers, Mr. Abu Hasira, Mr. Raihan, and also for our keynote speaker and for our keynote speech, opening speech from Miss Cynthia Rahmi Utami, for all of the participants, for your contribution and inspiring that inspire us to work towards a culture of peace. And now we would like to capture this moment with a virtual group photo. So maybe please turn on your camera and so we can see your face now. So okay, I will let my team to do the screenshot. And please to all of the participants who wants to open your camera, please open your camera so we can see your face now. Untuk teman-teman yang ingin membuka kameranya, sekarang kami akan melakukan screenshot untuk mengambil dokumentasi. Silakan membuka kameranya sekarang agar kami bisa mengambil sekarang juga. Oke, oke, kita akan memulai dari slide yang pertama. Tim sudah siap? Oke, semuanya senyum. 1, 2, dan 3. Okay, for the first slide, 1, 2, 3, and the second slide, kita sekarang slide kedua. Boleh dibuka kameranya teman-teman, biar kita bisa melihat wajahnya yang cantik dan ganteng ini. Teman-teman boleh dibuka. Oke, open your camera please. 1, 2, 3. And the third slide. Okay, and the fourth slide. And the last slide. Oke, thank you very much for all of the attention. Terima kasih sudah membuka kameranya. Kita sudah mengambil dokumentasi tadi sebelumnya. And thank you everyone for your participation today has made this event truly special. And please don't leave our meeting yet since we still have the feedback form and we are going to have an announcement today. Okay, as part of a meaningful Ramadan for Gaza, Global Peace Foundation Indonesia and our partner will open a voluntary donation channel to support basic needs in Gaza, including foods, clean water, healthcare, service, and for all of that needs, for their needs, Gaza needs. And for those who wish to contribute, you may scan the QR code or use the bank details displayed on the screen. And all donations are completely voluntary and we sincerely appreciate the support. Untuk teman-teman yang menggunakan bahasa Indonesia, saya akan mencoba untuk mentranslate menggunakan bahasa Indonesia. Jadi di sini di layar teman-teman ada sebuah pengumuman di mana kita akan membuka donasi kepada teman-teman yang membutuhkan di Gaza atau Palestina sekarang. Sorry for international participant. I'm going to translate it in Indonesia so people can understand what is this about. Oke. Dan kita dengan partner kita ada teman-teman dari PPI Dunia, membuat sebuah program yaitu namanya A Meaningful Ramadan for Gaza. Jadi Ramadan yang sangat meaningful atau menyenangkan bagi Gaza. Dan di sini teman-teman bisa scan untuk berdonasi secara volunteer atau secara relawan karena kami tidak ingin teman-teman merasa terpaksa. Jadi silakan secara relawan untuk melakukan donasi melalui QRIS yang ada di layar teman-teman, ada di sebelah kirinya layar teman-teman. Atau kalau misalkan teman-teman mau ketik aja langsung BNI-nya, bisa melalui BNI gitu ya. For international friends, for international collaboration or participant, you can donate from your phone and you can scan the QRIS or you can submit the number of the account number, bank number on your phone or bank account so we can get the donation for the Gaza citizen. Okay, so and of course, please confirm your donation through WhatsApp. We have our WhatsApp here on your screen. That was +6281927000086. Untuk teman-teman yang sudah melakukan donasi, jangan lupa untuk melakukan sebuah konfirmasi. Karena donasi ini agar kita bisa melihat bukti donasi tersebut dan bisa kita cek juga melalui teman-teman administrasi kami. Teman-teman melakukan konfirmasi melalui WhatsApp. WhatsApp-nya ada di layar teman-teman. Silakan melakukan donasi melalui WhatsApp tersebut. Oke, saya akan tunggu sekitar 20 detik atau 30 detik baru kita akan berpindah ke slide selanjutnya. Oke, terima kasih semuanya karena sudah berdonasi kepada melalui akun rekening kami. Kami mengucapkan terima kasih banyak kepada semua peserta. And thank you for all of the participants who donate your donation to us voluntarily. We are going to send the donation via PPI Dunia or Indonesian Student Association or Alliance from the world. They are coming from Raihan, and we are going to send the money there. And thank you very much for your participation today. Terima kasih untuk teman-teman yang sudah melakukan donasi. Donasi akan disalurkan melalui PPI Dunia dan kegiatan PPI Jordania pada tanggal 4 Maret 2026 di Gaza. Bagi teman-teman yang misalkan kelewatan untuk melihat platform donasinya, silahkan pergi ke Instagram kami, ada di GPF Indonesia, dan teman-teman bisa melakukan donasi melalui halaman tersebut. For the participant who might miss the donation poster, you can find our poster on our Instagram, which is GPF Indonesia or GPF Indonesia, and you can donate from there, so we can donate for the Gaza citizen. Oke, terima kasih semuanya untuk yang telah berdonasi. Now we are going to move forward to our feedback form. I hope you all enjoy today's webinar as much as I did because we are really enjoy this webinar. And before we conclude our webinar, I would like to invite everyone to take part in our one last activity, completing the post-assessment and feedback form as a requirement to retrieve your e-certificate. Jadi bagi teman-teman yang sudah hadir dalam webinar ini, terima kasih karena kami sangat menikmati webinar kali ini. Dan sebelum kami mengakhiri webinar kali ini, saya mengharapkan teman-teman untuk melakukan sebuah memberikan feedback kepada kami dengan mengisi link yang ada di sini. Feedback form ini bukan hanya sebuah feedback form saja, tapi ini juga menyambung ke e-sertifikat atau absensi yang teman-teman butuhkan. Jadi silakan teman-teman yang membutuhkan sertifikat elektronik silakan melakukan scan atau mencari link yang sudah kami taruh di chatnya teman-teman gitu ya. Kami akan menunggu selama 5 menit untuk teman-teman mengisi form tersebut dan kami akan mempersilahkan teman-teman untuk mengisi QR code tersebut atau feedback form tersebut. So for all of the participants, you will have 5 minutes to complete the form. So please scan the QR code or check the chat for the link to the feedback form. So kindly check your Gmail or inbox or spam folder to make sure that you have received your certificate. Untuk teman-teman, bagi teman-teman yang sudah melakukan pengisian form, pastikan kembali di Gmail teman-teman atau di bagian spamnya teman-teman. Teman-teman bisa melihat di bagian spam apakah sudah menerima sertifikat elektronik teman-teman. Karena setelah kami mematikan webinar kali ini, kami tidak akan menerima pesan kembali atau WhatsApp atau Zoom chat yang bertanya mengenai apakah kalian sudah menerima sertifikatnya. Jadi kami tidak akan menerima pertanyaan mengenai e-sertifikat setelah ini atau absensi atau sertifikat elektronik. Jadi kita hanya membagikan link sertifikat hanya di Zoom ini. Sampai Zoom ini selesai, tidak ada pertanyaan lagi mengenai sertifikat elektroniknya. Terima kasih bagi teman-teman yang sudah mengerti mengenai sertifikat elektronik ini. We appreciate your time and input, so we look forward to hearing your thoughts. Terima kasih bagi teman-teman yang sudah mengikuti acara ini. Kami sangat mengapresiasi waktu dan feedback dari teman-teman. Kami sangat menunggu feedback dari teman-teman dan juga menunggu pesan-pesan dari teman-teman mengenai webinar kali ini. Jadi silahkan mengisi feedback formnya agar kami bisa mendapatkan feedback dari teman-teman mengenai webinar kali ini. Silahkan menggunakan bahasa yang menurut teman-teman mudah dipahami agar kami bisa juga memahami apa feedback dari teman-teman mengenai webinar kali ini. Oke, so we are going to end our webinar and I'm going to say again, thank you very much for all of the speakers, Raihan, Mr. Abu Hasari, for our keynote speaker, and for our opening speech from Miss Cynthia Rahmi Utami, and for all of our participants. And thank you very much for the participants. We are going to end this webinar and see you guys again. See you. Bye for now.
They came with their tanks and their planes, with ravaging fiery flames. Nothing remains, just a voice rising up in the smoky haze. We will not go down in the night without a fight. You can burn up our mosques and our homes and our schools, but our spirit will never die. We will not go down in Gaza tonight.
Women and children alike, murdered and massacred night after night. the so-called leaders of countries afar, debated on who's wrong or right. But the powerless words were in vain. The bombs fell down like acid rain. Through the tears and the blood and the pain, you could still hear the voice through the smoky haze. We will not go down in the night without a fight. You can burn up our mosques and our homes and our schools, but the spirit will never die. We will not go down in Gaza tonight.
We will not go down in the night without a fight.
Without a fight, you can burn up our mosques and our homes and our schools, but our spirit will never die. We will not go down in the night without a fight. We will not go down. We will not go down in Gaza tonight.
you.